There comes a moment in every serious life when effort continues, discipline remains, but visible reward disappears. You wake early, you keep your word, you do the work that must be done, and yet nothing seems to move, no confirmation, no signal, no reassurance. This moment is not rare, it is not accidental, it is the plateau. And more lives are quietly abandoned here than at any moment of obvious failure. Not because the work is wrong, but because the silence is misunderstood. The great misunderstanding: most people believe progress announces itself. They expect improvement to arrive with noise, with signs, with measurable proof. But the Stoics understood something older and calmer. The most important work often happens beyond the reach of your senses. What you cannot see is not inactive. What you cannot measure is not absent. Silence does not mean nothing is happening. It often means everything is happening elsewhere. There is a kind of growth that reveals itself upward, and another that moves downward first. In nature, the strongest structures begin underground. Roots do not seek applause, they seek stability. They spread quietly, they reinforce. They prepare the body for a future it cannot yet imagine. If that preparation is rushed, the structure fails when pressure arrives. Nature does not hurry strength, and neither should you. The plateau is not a punishment, it is a filter. It separates those who are committed to outcomes from those committed to character. Many can act when reward is immediate. Few can endure when reward is delayed. The plateau asks a single question: will you continue, even when there is no evidence that continuing matters? Most leave here, not because they lack ability, but because they demand proof before patience has done its work. Seneca warned against impatience disguised as ambition. He reminded us that nothing meaningful matures on command. A fig does not ripen because it is demanded to. It ripens because time has fulfilled its role. First comes the unseen preparation, then the fragile beginning only later. The fruit to ask for fruit too early is to misunderstand. How reality operates: delay is not denial, delay is design. The stonecutter's labor: picture a man standing before a massive stone. Day after day, he raises his hammer and strikes. The stone does not respond. No crack, no dust, no visible change. Strike after strike, the effort appears meaningless. Yet he continues, not because he sees progress, but because striking is his responsibility. Then, eventually, the stone breaks, not because of that final blow alone, but because every strike before it weakened the structure. The stone was always yielding. The eye simply could not detect it. This is how progress truly works. Stoic discipline redefined: the Stoic does not work for applause. He works for alignment. He understands that outcomes live beyond his authority, but actions remain firmly within it. He does not ask, is this working? He asks, is this mine to do? And if it is, he does it again and again and again, without complaint, without drama, without demand. The danger of needing results, needing proof too soon, weakens resolve. It teaches the mind to quit prematurely. It conditions effort to depend on reward. The Stoic refuses this bargain. He understands that a life built on visible validation will collapse the moment validation disappears. Instead, he builds a life rooted in principle. Principle does not waver with circumstances. Principle does not negotiate with discomfort. Principle endures. Stillness is not stagnation. There are seasons when motion is internal, when the world appears quiet but the foundation is shifting. Winter does not mean death. It means conservation, preparation, strength gathering beneath the surface. To mistake stillness for failure is to abandon the harvest before the soil is ready. Guided contemplation, slow, spacious. Close your eyes, let the body settle. Imagine before you a solid stone wall. This wall represents the obstacle you have faced for longer than you expected. In your hands, a heavy hammer. You strike the stone. The sound echoes. Nothing changes. You strike again. Notice the urge to stop. Acknowledge it without obeying it. You breathe. You adjust your stance. You strike once more. You are not striking for a visible result. You are striking because effort itself is the expression of character. Remain here. Strike, pause. strike. Now notice a faint line, small, almost unnoticeable, but real. That fracture is proof that nothing you have done has been wasted. They understand that progress is not always loud. Sometimes it is disciplined silence. Nothing is wasted, not the waiting, not the discomfort, not the uncertainty. Everything is shaping your capacity. The obstacle teaches you to endure without applause, to work without validation, to trust effort without immediate reward. This is rare strength. When life feels heavy, it is strengthening your foundation. When nothing seems to move, something important is being built. Do not rush what is refining you. Do not escape what is strengthening you. Stand where you are, do the work, remain steady, because when the moment comes, when clarity arrives, when opportunity opens, when the pressure lifts, you will not be scrambling. You will be ready, and you will understand something most never do. The slow season did not delay your life. It prepared it. The obstacle did not weaken you. It disciplined you. The path did not disappear. It narrowed, so you could walk it with focus. This is the Stoic way to endure calmly, to act deliberately. Affirmation: I am more than my visible achievements. My worth is not measured by speed. I trust what is forming beneath the surface. I am patient with my own unfolding. I do not compare my process to anyone else's timeline. My growth is real, even when it is quiet. I honor the season I am in. I am building foundations that will hold everything I am meant to carry. I trust my own steadiness. I am exactly where I need to be. The gift of the plateau: those who endure this season emerge changed. Not louder, not hurried, but capable of holding responsibility without panic, capable of success without arrogance, capable of pressure without collapse. Not because they forced momentum, but because they learned how to remain still without quitting. This is why the plateau is sacred. It strips away impatience, disguised as ambition. It dissolves entitlement, disguised as confidence. It teaches you that growth does not announce itself on your schedule. And in learning this, you gain something rare: trust in your own steadiness. You become someone who can be counted on, by yourself, by others, by life itself. You become someone who doesn't need perfect conditions to act, who doesn't need guaranteed outcomes to begin, who doesn't need permission to continue. You become someone who understands that the work is the reward, that the process is the point, that becoming is more valuable than arriving. And when the moment finally arrives, when movement returns, when opportunity opens, you will not be surprised by it. You will be ready, because you did not rush. You did not abandon the work. You did not confuse silence with failure. You remained. And in remaining, you became someone capable of receiving what is next, not grasping for it, not demanding it, not collapsing under the weight of it, but holding it with steady hands, with a quiet heart, with the confidence of someone who has already proven to themselves that they can endure what is difficult. This is the gift, not the breakthrough itself, but who you had to become to be ready for it. So if you find yourself on the plateau today, if you are in the season of waiting, if progress feels invisible and effort feels thankless, know this: you are not stuck. You are not forgotten. You are not failing. You are deepening. You are strengthening. You are becoming. And what you are becoming is someone who can be trusted with more. Someone who can hold complexity without breaking. Someone who can carry success without losing themselves. Someone who can face difficulty without quitting. This is sacred work. This is necessary work. This is the work that matters most. So remain, not with resentment, not with impatience, not with the bitter edge of someone who feels they deserve more, but with dignity, with purpose, with the quiet confidence of someone who knows their worth is not determined by the speed of their results. Remain, because what you are building here, in the quiet, in the waiting, in the unglamorous repetition. This is what will sustain you for the rest of your life. This is your foundation. Trust it. I allow things to mature fully. I respect the pace of real growth. I trust effort that unfolds quietly. I do not require constant evidence to continue. My discipline stands on its own. I act without negotiating with discomfort. Stillness strengthens my resolve. I give my best without demanding immediate reward. What is forming will appear when it is complete. I remain. I trust. I become. End.